Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today is Olivia Brown. Olivia is the Director of Business Development for North America at Tangerine Software. She has over 7 years of experience in roles spanning account management, sales, and business development. Olivia is responsible for growing the market share for the Sage Enterprise Intelligence Solutions in North America, and she works closely with Sage partners to help establish and grow their business intelligence practices. Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Olivia Brown.
Thank you so much, Ed. So happy to be here today.
Well, first, Olivia, please tell me, why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do? There are a few answers actually to that question. The first answer is it's a family business, which is kind of how I got into it. But of course, having been at Tangerine for 7 years, it's not just about family. It's about really what we do for our customers and the solutions that we provide to our customers. And for me, that's what it's all about. Our product is essentially about data analysis and reporting and giving organizations of really any size the ability to access, analyze, and report on their information in a very easy way that allows them to make better decisions for their companies overall. And that's something I'm extremely passionate about, and really that's why I do what I do. I want to help organizations make better decisions and increase their bottom lines.
Well, let's expand on that a little bit. So tell me about this passion you have for improving the decision-making processes in businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, with my experience over the last 7 years, you go into organizations and you take a look at what are they doing today to actually access the information that they need to make decisions based on real data, real information, right? And sometimes you'll see organizations are spending tons and tons of time, really lengthy processes they have in place to be able to gather all that information together, make decisions on it, share the information with others in their organization. So you take a look at what they're doing today, and you know that with your product, you can help simplify that process and reduce the time that they're spending and just make it so much easier for them to make better decisions. And of course, with the intention of improving, their corporate performance. That's what I love about it, being able to take them from kind of A to Z, and give them a whole different experience and have them view data analysis and reporting as an essential part of their business. That's what I love about it.
Can you give me an example, perhaps, of a customer that you've worked with, perhaps with or without a Sage partner, that has made some kind of a transformation in their business because of that?
Yep, absolutely. There are definitely several examples of that. Actually, we have one quite recently that we were working on with a business partner out of Canada called the Answer Company. And they were implementing a new ERP solution for this customer. It was a credit union, actually, in Canada. And they were going from a number of different systems. They were going to be implementing a new ERP, but they really needed a way to easily access other sources of information outside of the ERP and quickly get access to some specific reports that they needed for their organization. So specifically, financials and so on and so forth. And they went through the implementation process, implemented the ERP, implemented our solution as well, SEI, with the ERP. And actually, we just had a success story written on them about how they've saved, tons of time when it comes to their financials, being able to get the data into the hands of people who need it a lot more quickly than they were previously.
And what was the result of that? So they get the data more quickly. What happens then because of that?
Well, they're saving time, right? So they're able to get their month end financials out in a quicker way, which means those people who are responsible for the financials can focus their time and energy on other important things that they have to do within the business. So at the end of the day, it's saving time, and they're able to put that time towards other things.
Yeah, and that's really the key, right? Is what are they going to do with that that time that they've now saved that could be in a way generating more revenue or cash, or in some case increasing the overall business productivity.
Absolutely.
So another question that I have for you, I love this notion of taking data from outside of the financial system. I'm an adherent of Clayton Christensen, and one of his thoughts is that conclusive data is only available about the past. And this is especially true with regard to financial data, but we can use data outside the financial system to sometimes make predictions about financial performance. So tell me a little bit about getting data into your system that doesn't live in the financial system.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a good point, especially now with so many things kind of in the world just changing on it's such a rapid pace. I mean, we don't know what's happening one day to the next, especially here in Canada when, we have COVID, we're still all working from home. People are reopening their businesses, closing their businesses the next day. It's really a mess. And, people really need to get their hands on the right information to make decisions in the future as well. So when we're talking about things like connecting to potentially an HR system to see the productivity of employees, okay, if you're really going to have to make some tough decisions in terms of potentially letting people go, unfortunately that's kind of the world that we live in right now. How are we making those decisions? What information are we using to make those decisions? So it's not just about the financial aspect of it, but it's about all other areas of their business. Something that's really important to be able to do is exactly what you just mentioned. Forecasting, being able to see, okay, I might be looking at a serious hit in my revenue numbers over the next 6 months. Here's what I predict, and here's what I need to do about it to be able to sustain my business. So that's definitely something that's super, super critical. And again, like you say, it's not just financials, right? It's sales, it's inventory predictions, it's HR in terms of how many employees you're going to need to have based on all of this. And that's what business intelligence is intended to provide you with, that information.
And Olivia, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
Yes, and I kind of told you this before that I'm probably going to go with the more generic, more common answer, but I mean, it is the true answer. And when we talk about heroes, I can't just say that I have one. Definitely both of my parents are heroes to me, and there's many reasons why. They've provided with my dad is the president and owner of Tangerine Software, has provided myself as well as my sisters, with an amazing opportunity in life because of the hard work that not only he, but also my mom has put into the business. Obviously, there's no successful man without a strong woman by his side. So I really look up to them and see all of the effort that they've put into really growing this business and allowing me to be a part of it as well, giving me the opportunity to help grow the business. They work really, really hard, and I admire them, and I truly do look up to them as heroes for many, many different reasons. But yeah.
And lastly, Olivia, how can somebody contact you?
Yes, absolutely. So for anyone who wants to reach me, of course, there's my LinkedIn, but my email address is obrown@tangerinesoftware.com, and I'll be more than glad to answer any questions you have about business intelligence and any kind of data access you're looking to get. So be glad to hear from you.
All right, Olivia Brown, Director of Business Development for North America at Tangerine Software. Thanks so much for being a guest on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Thank you so much, Ed. I appreciate it.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.